ReefBum is sponsored by Champion Lighting and Supply, Polo Reef, and Fauna Marin.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So for those of you who follow my channel closely, you know that for years and years and years I had great success using metal halides for SPS. Great colors, great growth with those acros in my tanks. But a few years ago I tried some LEDs, which was big for me. I had always kind of held on to my metal halides since I had a lot of luck with them. But I tried on my Peninsula tank the GHL Mitras, the 7206 Mitras, and man, it was just eye-opening in terms of the growth and coloration I was getting with those lights on that Peninsula tank. Just fantastic. I ended up putting the same fixtures on the 187-gallon tank behind me, and again, I had some really good results. But Vinny at GHL reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try some new lights that they had, which are called the Coral Pop, the 7506 Mitras Coral Pop lights. And you know, I'm always hesitant to change something that I've had a lot of luck with, but what Vinny told me is that these lights, the spectral focus is on the UVA and the blue spectrum with a slight white component. So I'm going to show you the plots, the spectral plots of the 7206, the fixtures that I had been using on this tank, as well as the Coral Pop fixtures, so you can kind of see the differences between those two spectrums. What GHL touts is that these new lights really do bring out the fluorescence in the corals, and I gotta tell you that is true, because I've been running them for about 1 month. I did the conversion, so you could buy these the individual LED clusters if you have the 7206 fixture or the 7204 fixture, the Mitras. You can just swap out the clusters with the Coral Pop clusters. So I did that with the 4 fixtures behind me. You can also buy complete Coral Pop Mitras fixture, so if you don't have the Mitras right now, you can just buy the fixture, the Coral Pop fixture as a whole. So for my Peninsula tank, the sweet spot that I had in terms of my spectrum, I mimicked it after 400 watt 20K halides. So that was the spectral plot, the spectrum that I was shooting for on that tank, and so the schedule that I used averaged about 17,700 K in terms of that output. When I originally set these lights up, the average spectral output was 23,000 and change. It was a little blue. It was certainly a little more blue than I am used to. I got used to it by just kind of looking at it a lot, but looking at this tank and then looking at the Peninsula tank, I was like, man, the Coral Pops really are blue in terms of what I had the channel set to. So just the other day, I did bump up the whites on the Coral Pops. So for the Coral Pops, in terms of all the channels, for all the blues, I had them set at 100, and the whites were at 28. I bumped them up to 50. And the hyperviolet and the UVA channels were at 100. And so I like the look better now in terms of the more full spectrum look. The average spectrum is about 22,000 and change K. So I'll see how it goes. I mean, the corals reacted very well to the Coral Pops the 1 month that I've been running them. The colors have been outstanding. I'm getting nice growth. I've got acros on the bottom of this tank, and they are doing well. They're colored up and they are growing. I also bumped back the intensity on these lights. Vinny said to that they've got a lot of giddy up. So instead of setting them at 100% intensity, I've got them set at 80%. I wish I had a par meter to measure the difference between what I've got going on now with the coral pops versus the Mitras, the 7206 Mitras that I had running without the coral pops. I want to get a par meter to see exactly what I'm getting with the par out of these new fixtures. I did not run an acclimation period, which is a bad idea. I don't recommend you do that. I just went for it, and the corals responded really, really well. But if you want to play it safe, if you want to be smart, you should run an acclimation period for these lights. But man, I am, you know, so far so good. I'm really digging the lights, the fixtures. The corals are responding very, very well. They really do pop, and I will continue to monitor the corals very closely. Observation is always a big thing for me to make sure that the corals are happy. But I'll just keep providing you know, updates in terms of how things are going for the tank. And that's kind of it. I just wanted to briefly talk about these new LEDs, what they're all about, how my corals are reacting. So I'll keep you updated on the progress of this tank and these coral pop lights. So that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Until next time, be safe and be well. Later.